Morning everyone, hope you're well and you enjoyed your Christmas. You join me, I'm on the turbo trainer actually, getting a small ride in, taking on the Ironman Frankfurt 40k course on Ruby. But I bring you a short video this week because I've got some good news. Well, actually it's good news for me, and I'm going to get this ride done and I'll catch up with you after I go through that. So all done now on that ride, just had a quick shower, nice 40k on that Frankfurt Ironman course. Like, this is a good thing about Ruby, you can ride all these different courses and check out the different terrain, which I'm quite enjoying. Anyway, let's get on to that news. So we're going to talk marathons here. Now in 2018 I took on the London Marathon as my first ever attempt at the marathon distance. Now at the time I set myself a goal of running sub 4 hours, which I thought was, you know, pretty reasonable and achievable considering that I'd never actually run the marathon distance before. And training for that event was going really well. In fact, it was going so well I got myself up to 18 miles, and then 12 weeks out I managed to injure myself, and it was pretty stupid really. I ran a 10k over the Olympic Park. It was freezing conditions, it was peeing down rain. I didn't really warm up well, tried to run really hard, and then bang, my hamstring went. So it basically meant that I spent the next 8 weeks not being able to run at all because it was a pretty bad pull, and then that left me 3 or 4 weeks before the marathon where I managed to get myself again up to about 12 or 13 miles. Now the good thing was that I managed to run sub 4 hours. In fact, I did 3:53, and considering that I hadn't, you know, run for 8 weeks, I was pretty happy with that. What I can tell you though is when I got to mile 16, it started to hurt, and the last 10 miles or so were a real slog. You know, missing those 8 weeks of running really showed, and I think it was just pure grit and determination that got me through to the end. So I've always said that I have unfinished business at this distance, and if I ever return to it, then I would certainly want to see what I could achieve with an uninterrupted training build-up. And I also said that if I did return to this distance, then it would have to be for a big event, possibly a major event. Well, as I mentioned, I received an email from the Berlin Marathon to say that I was successful in the ballot to race next year's Berlin Marathon, which is happening next September. Fingers crossed, and hopefully we're in the clear by then that I'll actually be able to take part in it. So overall, really good news, and a chance to visit a place that I've never been to. I've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of friends have been there and said it's a really nice place. So we'll get to spend some time there as well as take on the marathon. There are a few obstacles to overcome. Obviously, you know, I have a triathlon season planned. And again, fingers crossed that goes ahead this year. So my training will be specific to that. It does mean a little bit more running though, I think, and I always try and get myself in good run shape by March, April time, because I usually take on the big half in London, and I've done that ever since it started a couple of years ago. And each year, the reason I get myself into that good shape is to try to run a PB. So last year I ran 1:36, and hopefully this year I will try and get myself in good enough shape to run close to that or even better it again. And what I do find by doing that is it usually sets me up well for the triathlon season, and it just means I can try and hold on and maintain that run form throughout. Now this coming year, like I've mentioned, that does mean I'm going to have to probably do a little bit more running, and because the Berlin Marathon is in September, that will mean a bit more running during the summer, which is always quite hard training for those specific events with all the heat. And we will be in France no doubt next summer for the whole of the summer, and if the temperature's anything to go by what it was last year, which was 38, 39 degrees, you can imagine it's pretty tough going. I also have that little event of Ironman Vichy 70.3 at the end of August in France, and I've got around a month or so between that event and the Berlin Marathon to make sure I get my recovery in, but also that I keep running and I've got the running miles in my legs to be able to take on that event. So the question is, do I think I can run quicker than 3:53 on that previous marathon attempt? The short answer to that is yes, I do. Now, I think I'm probably closer to 3:30, 3:35, somewhere around that range. Will I achieve that? Who knows? You're going to have to stay tuned on the channel and over the following months to see how I'm getting on, how I'm progressing. I'll have a better idea, come closer towards the event, but I certainly think that is what is achievable, and that is what I'm going to aim for. And that is where I'm going to leave today's video, everyone. I did say it was going to be a short one, but I wanted to bring you my good news. I just want to welcome all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch these videos. And I'll see you again in a couple of days with another video. See you then.